Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to make a pop-up vase card. We made one of these at Stamp Camp last week and I think people enjoyed it. It's not a design that I came up with. I've seen a lot of tutorials on this, and so I don't know who originally came up with it, but it's quite fun and it makes a really cute card for someone to receive, so I thought I would share it with you today. I'm going to do a card using the Cheerful Daisies suite, and this is in the new annual catalog. But you can check through your stamps, your dies, see what you have, and I bet you'll have something florally and fun that you can use for this card. So first off, before I start though, I want to show you this paper because it's really unique, and I thought it was really fun, and there's a nice tip for how to cut it apart. So this is called Fresh as a Daisy, and it's a really beautiful pack of paper, hand painted looking, and lots of fun daisy designs and beautiful backgrounds here. I love this one. This could just be framed and put on a wall. Isn't that fun? Love that. So anyway, really fun daisies and backgrounds. But one of the sheets of paper, yeah, which for some reason I can't find. Oh, here it is. I think I left it in here. Here it is. This one. This one is super fun, and I am going to show you how to cut this apart easily. And then you can use these panels, these different shapes, as card backgrounds, and they're really fun. Here it looks kind of like just a hodgepodge, but it's really pretty when you take them apart. Here's one where I just used this right here as the entire background, and it's just a really fun, here's a little pop-up daisy. Anyway, just a really fun little background paper. And then, oh my goodness, my cat's in here. Say hi and bye. Sorry about that, I didn't realize she was in here. I thought I had shut the door with her outside. Okay, anyway, this is one of them. And then I'm going to show you this one, which is up here. And this is the card we're going to make together. But you can use, I mean, look at this panel here. All fun, this one. So great. Okay, so anyway, let's get cutting. I want to show you how to cut this the easiest way, so that you don't have to, cut and then go down and then have these weird panels. It's just really easy to cut it all apart at once if you know you're going to use them in this fashion. The background is just kind of like this moody mauve brush strokes, but I'm gonna use this because I think it's pretty special. So you're going to go ahead and look for long lines that go all the way across. So look at this one. That's going to be easy. So you're going to put that in your cutter and line up that line with the track. And now once you've got these apart, it's going to be really easy to cut. So you're going to do that same thing again. Look for the line that goes all the way through, and that's going to be this one. So you're going to line that up with the track and cut. And one more time, where's the line that goes all the way through? It's this one. So we're going to line that up with the track. And one more time right there. Okay, now once you look at this one, don't you love that background? I really do. I love this a lot. You can imagine palm tree card or a cute little truck. Going to the beach. There's a stamp, if you've seen it, online exclusive, that's a little truck with like a surfboard in the back, or just a little happy day. So cute. All right, anyway, let me finish this paper. And then you've got them all cut apart. So these could be little panels. You could stick them together on a card or by themselves and do something like that. All different things you can do. Okay, I've got all my little pieces. I'll put these back in the paper pack to use later. This is the one we're going to use today. All right, now I need this to be about 4 inches. I think I cut it. So let me make sure. So I think this is 4 inches. I think just a hair big. And then I wanted something to go on the bottom. This is the new bubble bath color. So I looked through my papers for a bubble bath pattern, and I found one in the Delightfully Eclectic paper pack. And I love the stripe on the bottom of the pattern, so I went ahead and cut this. So this is 1.5 inches by 4. I'm going to just cut a sliver off of this to make this 4. And I find it easier to cut a sliver with a guillotine cutter, so let me grab that. I mean, just a hair. See how thin you can slice that? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these. This is for the inside. Where is my... Okay, there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Okay, so this is a 4 by 4 square, and this down here is 4 by 1.5, and then that garden green piece that I'm laying them on top of is 1/8 of an inch bigger all around. So it's instead of being, this is 4, so this is 4 1/8. Same here, and then this measurement together equals 5 and I don't know my measurement for that. Okay, so here's my ruler. I always try to have these written down so that I can just spout them off while in the middle of the video. So this is 4 1/8, and this one is 5, and I believe it's going to be 4/8 or 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8. 5 3/8. I just wanted there to be a little garden green around the edge. And then I have some garden green ribbon that I'm going to tie around it. I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, maybe even a month. It's summer, kids are home, I'm trying to do summer family fun if it pops up, and then we were away for a while with family. So I'm just like out of the habit. I'm trying to use up some of this old red tape that we used to have. And Stampin' Up used to sell this, and I found a couple rolls recently. It's no longer something we sell, so I don't want to bring it to stamp camp, and I don't like it as much because the new one, you could just tear it, you don't need to grab your scissors. So I really like the newer version, the new roll, tear and tape. So I keep grabbing it, and then I realize this red tape is going to be in my house forever, I just never use it. So I'm kind of doing a faux bow here so that I don't waste up a lot of my ribbon with putting it somewhere where no one's going to even see it. Plus I just think it's easier to lay it down this way. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Oh no, see, my cat was on my desk earlier and bent this. I wonder if I put this on top, that'll help it stay straight. That's what I'm going to go with. All right, so now I'm going to just lay this panel down on top of this bubble bath. There we go. All right, so then I can just tie my bow. I'm doing the front really fast because I know what really you want to see is that inside. So I'm trying to see how much ribbon to give myself, and then I will cut. Now the inside seems like it should be hard, but it's actually easier than I thought it would be. And so I decided to go ahead and bring it to stamp camp. Sometimes I feel like if there's too many steps, it's hard to do at stamp camp, but we all got through it. I think there were 12 of us, and it went really well. So you're going to be able to do this easily. I got one in a swap, and I had never made one. And so that's why I love doing swaps with other demonstrators. It's kind of one of the fun things that we do. and someone sent me a pop-up swap, and I thought, what is this funness? And I had seen it, but I just never tried it. I never saw it in person. I just saw it, you know, online. So I thought I had to try it, and we used, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Usually I leave the person's name on the back so I know who made it, and I don't have that. There was a post-it note. Okay, I don't know who made it. I'll have to try and look that up and add something in the comments. Anyway, I want to say Sarah Schuler? Not sure. But we used the bow punch, and I thought this was brilliant because this is a punch, and with 12 of us at Stamp Camp, it was so easy to just use the punch and not have to have people using all the dies. Or if I pre-cut the dies ahead of time, that's a lot of cutting for me. So I really loved using that bow punch, which is now on back order actually. So you can't get it right now until October. So I thought, what else can I use for the video? And I thought these daisies were just really adorable. And I wanted to do this at Stamp Camp, but like I said, a lot of die cutting. So at Stamp Camp, that would have been a lot. So at this video though, I'm only making one. Well, two, because I had to make one to show you. So here we go. So here's your outside, really simple. I'll add a greeting to that in a minute. But what we really want to focus on is this inside. So for the mechanism, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. This one is 4.5 by 2. Make sure, yes, 4.5 by 2. And then I scored 1 inch off of either side. Okay, and then this is a scrap strip that's about 1/2 inch. Yes, now you can also use 3/4, whatever you have. It has to fit, so it can't be too wide. You can cut it down, but this I thought was nice, is 1/2 inch wide. But then the length here is 3.5, and then I scored at 1/2. So the non-scored area is 3, and then you've got another 1/2 inch past that. And I'm going to fold it just so that you can see where that is. Okay, sometimes it's hard to see on the video. So there you go. All right, now, and I'm gonna do the same here so you can see them. So you see I've got these 2 flaps. So there's some cutting that has to go on with these flaps. And you wanna cut about 1/2 inch from either side. And I don't bother measuring because I don't know, I just don't think it's necessary. You're not gonna see these flaps. No one will see them, so I don't worry about it. I'm going about 1/2 inch on either side, which leaves about 1 inch in the middle. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing over here, up to that score line. So you can be precise if you want to. Now on one side, you're gonna cut the flaps off, and on the other side, you're gonna cut the center off. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. Oops, I didn't go all the way up to the fold there. Okay, and then here I'm going to cut out the middle. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, so you've got one side sticks out, the other side has the 2 flaps, okay? And then these are garbage. All right, now you are going to think about what side. Now this pattern is just striped, so it doesn't matter. But if you have a pattern where it does matter what's up and what's down, the little pokey out things, I call them feet, like a person, the feet side are gonna go towards the outside of your card, and this side is gonna go towards the middle of your card when it's glued down. Okay, so, oh wait, did I just lie to you? I did. I'm sorry. The pokey side's going this way. So if there's a pattern that has to go up and down, think about that. All right, so now we're gonna add some of this tape again, and we're gonna put some on the feet area. So I'm gonna go this way because I want it to cover. Let's see, does it fit to this one? See, I couldn't go long ways, which would have been faster, because it was too thin to fit two, but maybe I can fit two. We'll see how hard that is to pull apart. Okay, so you want that on that side, on the side that's going to be showing, because they're going to fold under. This is also going to fold under, but I thought it was easier to add adhesive to this. So you're going to go ahead and add adhesive to the, so there's a score line on one side, you want to add it to this side, and you're going to add it to the underside. I mean, you can always flip it around if you make a mistake. So I'm going to okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Okay, so this is going to go here. And so go ahead and put it up to that score line and attach it right there in the middle. So you've got it like this, okay? So you've got the adhesive on this side, and then this is going to go like this. And let's put a little bit of adhesive right here. This time, see how it's going to be, I want to make sure you're putting the adhesive on the right side. So on this one, adhesive was on this side, so on the opposite side, the side that's currently facing up, you're going to put your adhesive. It's going to take me forever to use up this tear tape, or this roll of red tape. Okay. All right, so don't take the backing off yet, because we're going to do this in stages. It's much easier this way. I've seen people trying to put this together on videos where they've got their hands and they're looking and it's crazy. Okay, so it's better if you do it in stages. Where was that from? I think that was just static. Okay, so what we're going to take off first is we're going to go ahead, and we're going to take off, we're going to lay this down. We're going to take off the tear tape on these little feet part, okay? So take that off. And if you're using liquid glue, you could just add your liquid glue now and not have done it there yet. This old red tape, it was so staticky, it would stick to everything. Yeah, okay. New design, much better. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, you're gonna hold this where you want it. So I like it to be less than, more than halfway down. And see the score line for our card. We're gonna line this up with the score line, not score line to score line, all of it to the left of the score line, like right on that score line, okay, and hold it in place. And then over here, this side's your sticky side. They're gonna be folded in, so the sticky side's gonna hit the cardstock base, okay? Making sure that these little feet are on either side of this cardstock piece. So as you fold it, just kind of use your fingers to keep these on the side and press it down. And I want to make sure they don't go anywhere, so I'm going to hold it down. All right, now I'm going to take the adhesive off of this one. Okay. Now we're going to close the card, and we're going to go like this, so make sure it stays, okay? And now when you open it, it's going to make a vase. Is that fun or what? Now, some things you can alter if you like. This vase size can be changed. You can make it bigger or smaller. Just make sure that you have enough room for those 2 feet and then the inside piece. Okay, now see how when we attached it down, because we had everything to the left, it's now really attached to this side because we closed it. you want it to be able to close flat. So isn't that fun? It's like ingenious. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, to add your flowers in there, you can do this a few different ways. On this one card that I got in a swap that I think is from someone named Sarah Schuler, if anybody knows her, ask her. If that, you just tape your pieces to the inside of the vase, and that worked great for this bow punch. Now, if you have there's a lot of dies, like there's the meadow dies that have like those grassy, meadowy looking flowers in them. There's a few dainty details dies. There's a whole bunch of different flower dies that you can use. And then I thought, well, I can't use this Upsy Daisy because nothing's on a stalk. But there's an easy way around that, and I think it's just gorgeous, so I hope that you will watch how I added the flowers. All right, so I pre-cut some, but I wanted you to show you which ones that you're gonna need. So I'm gonna cut one with you. Oops. I'm gonna use this big one, okay? And then we're gonna use this little detail dies that kind of add more detail to them. It's kind of not necessary, but you know, anytime I can add more steps to something, some of my stamp campers will say that I can't resist. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and find some white cardstock. I thought I pulled some aside. Here I did. And you know, I did these on my big machine, but maybe it'll fit on my small one. I feel like it goes in the camera better. I'm not sure if that one daisy is too big. Okay, let's see if we can fit it on there. We can. All right, now you don't need this because I cut that out in green. So you can have that kind of hanging off the side there. And I do want this one. And I want this one. Let's see if I can get them all in one pass. I'll do a couple passes. All right, so I want this whole one, and then I need one of these inserts. Okay, I need some new plates. I would use them till they are just completely dying on me. So here, let's pop that out. And then on another one, we're gonna do, I need this insert, and what other insert didn't fit? I think it was this one. Okay. Try to see what I can squeeze on this scrap. Okay. I think that is all the pieces that I needed. Okay, so I have one of these. And one of these. I've got the one big one, and I cut off this little flower. Or actually that was a leaf. Okay, so you saw me cut these out. What I pre-cut out was a label. That's part of the die collection. And then I cut out an extra one of just the two smaller ones from here. And two inserts for that. Okay, so let's get all our pieces stuck together here. I'm going to put them back before I lose them. So this one goes in here. I like to put a pen around where they go so that I know exactly what goes in what set. So if something goes missing, I will know right away. All right, and then I already cut out a bunch of leaves too. So you know, you saw me cut just the flowers out of this die, but then I also ran it through just the leaves. So I've got some extra leaves in the garden green, and then I cut out one of these little frilly things. And then I cut out a few stems. put this away. And then I wanted the flowers to have yellow centers. So I'm going to go ahead and use my marker. You can also use a sponge. That would work nice. And I'm just going to give them yellow centers, which are going to kind of, doesn't matter if I go over because I'm layering with those detail ones. Okay, let's do this one and this one. Okay. And then if you wanted to add a little dark, you know, you can kind of add in some little details, like so. Just for fun. Okay. And then I had to add these little layering pieces, which are optional. I mean, they look super cute without them, but since they're here, I feel compelled. Okay, and then I gave them a little bit of yellow rim on that as well. Okay, so I'm going to glue those down, and I think, okay, so here it is without the details, and I think it's cute. And then I'm going to add this on top, and now you can do like different colors too, like a lighter pink and a darker pink detail, or opposite. But these are all white, so we're just going white here. Isn't that fun? All right, here's my little detail added. I think that's just extra. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these apart. So see how they're all stuck together? You know, you can leave those two together if you want. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, oh, that's the one that's already done. I'm going to open up my card. And I like to, you know, some people like to attach the flowers to the inside of the vase before doing all this. I feel like that's kind of harder. So I like to open up my card. Plus I want to kind of see where things are going to land. So I'm going to just glue this one straight down. That way there's always something in the background, and the other ones are going to be so up closer that I feel like this is really going to add some layers. And I'm just going to add this little frilliness behind, which will look really great against that bubble bath cardstock. Okay, and now I'm gonna just give a little glue goes a long way, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this straight down like so. And I did not bother putting any stems on any of these. You can decide if that's important. I didn't think it was important. I am gonna put a leaf though. And I'm going to have it coming like right there. Okay, so we've got these flowers. And then these I am going to put on a stem. So I'm going to add, let's see. Now on this die, this one, this kind of side view flower is on the left. So I'm going to glue this one with it on the right, like this. So I need my, so instead of this way. So I'm going to make sure to put my stems coming from this side of the flower. Now when you're putting these stems on, you want to be careful not to over glue, because if you have too much stickiness on the back of your, and I put one way, oops, and one the opposite way, so that they would look a little different, because see how there's like little bumps and whatnot. I didn't want them to be exactly the same. I'm gonna leave those two sticking together. I don't know why. I may cut them apart. Okay, and then I have these little extra leaves that you can add to. And they do have a cutout, so if you feel like there's too much open space, you can line the backs of them too with these solid pieces, if you so choose. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. This glue dries pretty quick, and I'm gonna stamp my greeting. So this is part of the die set. Here's this little label. Isn't that nice? I love when they include a label so I don't have to go searching for a label. So I'm gonna use Garden Green again, and I'm gonna stamp the birthday one. I also did one with the Oopsie Daisy. I'm so sorry, I know exactly who that's going to. All right, so that birthday greeting. While that's drying, one more second, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the front. Pop that up on some dimensionals. And then I'll show you how to get those in the easiest way. And you know what you can add? I love these butterflies, these brushed brass butterflies, because they are so flat that they are super easy to put in the mail, and I know that I'm not going to have to add any extra postage, right? I love this ribbon too because it ties a really flat knot. It comes in a combo pack with red and garden green, so maybe grab some of that because Christmas is a-comin'. Okay, so I've got this all set up. I'm going to put this piece in, just giving this another second. Now when I put a piece of white on the inside of my cards, which I always do, I feel like it really does finish the inside nicely as opposed to just leaving it. Now Bubble Bath is light enough for someone to write a greeting, but I just think it looks really nice to have this little panel here, and you can even outline it, you know, put a layer of green like the front. But anyway, normally I cut this 4 by 5 1/4, but because of this little folding mechanism here, you don't want to put this in front of that because this really needs to have its room to close. So I cut this smaller than normal, just so that I had some more space. So it's actually cut, I think it's 3.5 by 5, 3.5 by 4 3/4. So yeah, way smaller than usual, but still I think it adds a little something to have that white on the inside. And you could even add one of your Daisy stamps on there, which I'm gonna do in Bubble Bath, even though my I always try to do that before I glue it down in case I need to flip it over, and I don't know what I was thinking there. I can add a little yellow center. Okay, there's my inside. All right, now I'm going to put these in. Okay, now the biggest problem with putting these in is that you don't want so much adhesive on the backs that this mechanism accidentally gets shut, and then when you open it, it doesn't want to open because it's all glued on there. So I thought, what's the best way to make sure that no adhesive gets to the wrong side of this vase? I want it all to be on the inside of the vase and not any of it touching the cardstock, and I thought tape, plain old tape. So this is the easiest way to do it, and a lot of us have this in our kitchen drawers, right? So when you put the tape on, you need it to be sticky side up, okay? And I might have made my tape too short, so I'm gonna do them individually. Oops. There we go. All right, and then you can just, using your finger, place them in there and then burnish, and by that I mean rub with something like the inside of a bone folder or a pencil or something you might have that you can put on the inside to rub those on there so it's really stuck. And then I was going to add another piece of tape with some leaves, but I wanted to add some backing because I thought that there's sometimes with all the open leaves it can get distracting. They get lost in all the patterns, so I like to add the background. Okay, and then I'm going to do that whole leaf or that tape thing again. tape's sticking up. I'm gonna open this and put my finger down in there and burnish it with my bone folder. And then I've got these little, some in the background, some in the foreground, a very full looking vase of flowers. Isn't that fun? Totally cute, and whoever gets it can be completely surprised because it looks from the outside like a very simple card because this background paper is doing all the work and it's just basic, pretty, but basic. And then you open it and you're like, what did I just get in the mail? Isn't that amazing? Love it. So glad I got that in a swap. All right, so here's this one, and I did this one, oops-a-daisy, so sorry. I like that. Here is the one that I got in the swap with those bows. How easy were those? And then I should tell you, this one I added stems to all my flowers in the background and everything, and see, you can't even see them, so don't worry about that. And then this one, also super fun. Here's what I did wrong on this one. I went too high. See how I kind of am a little bit almost to center? The vase should have been lower. It's still really pretty though, and I think I just love this paper. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed my pop-up version of the vase. I think this is the simplest way to do it. I've seen a few different versions. I think truly this one is the simplest, so anyone can do this. Just give it a try. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe. Subscribers help my views go up, and it helps my channel, helps me continue to make videos for you. So give me a like and a subscribe, and that would be great. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.